He was about to sponsor her to Canada, but something didn't add up, and what he discovered made him question the entire relationship. This story comes from a Reddit post. A 25-year-old Vietnamese Canadian man shared his experience during the time leading up to his marriage. At first, everything seemed normal. They met through family connections in Vietnam. She seemed kind, polite, and easy to get along with. They spent about a month and a half together, and then he returned to Canada. For the next several months, they stayed in touch, but the conversations started to feel repetitive. Short calls, surface-level topics, and something felt off. He came back to Vietnam to prepare for the wedding. But this is where things changed. He noticed a shift in her behavior. More tension, more control, more unpredictability. He described several moments that made him uncomfortable. She would sometimes react aggressively, then later act like nothing happened. She asked for access to his personal accounts. She dismissed his concerns as jokes. And at times, he felt like he didn't fully recognize the person he was about to marry. At this point, he started asking himself, is this just a misunderstanding, or is there something deeper going on? He is now in the process of sponsoring her to Canada, but he's hesitating because this decision could affect the next several years of his life. So how did people react to this? Let's move on to first comment. It sounds like she might be more focused on getting to Canada than building a genuine relationship. And once she's settled, things could change. I'd seriously consider stopping the paperwork and moving on. Oh, that's one perspective, just a reader's opinion. And in their view, he should consider stopping, if that's what feels right for him. This comment received 625 likes, which suggests that many people seem to agree with this perspective, supporting the idea that he should stop and return to Canada. Now, let's move on to another user's opinion. Some people believe the warning signs are already clear. If OP's feeling unsure and worried about losing a potentially good relationship, I'd say slow things down before making any big decisions. Try to find legitimate ways to spend more time together and see how things actually develop. You can also look into different application options or timelines, so you're not rushing into something you're not fully confident about. This comment received 134 likes, showing that many people found it helpful. It's a very cautious and thoughtful piece of advice, definitely worth considering. And another comment, honestly, I'd save yourself the stress. It kind of feels like she might not be fully genuine here. I get that people want to improve their lives, but it shouldn't come at the expense of your time and energy, unless you're okay with that. One commenter suggested taking more time to think things through and only moving forward when you truly feel ready. It's a cautious and thoughtful piece of advice. Now, let's move on to another comment. You probably already have a sense of what to do here. It might be worth stepping back now, rather than moving forward and risking regrets later. Even if things seem better at the moment, it doesn't necessarily mean the underlying issues are resolved. So already we're seeing very different perspectives. Some people see red flags. Others see a situation that needs more time. And some believe this has nothing to do with culture at all. Looking at these responses, a pattern starts to emerge. This might not just be about where someone comes from. It could be about expectations that were never clearly discussed, about boundaries, and about how two people handle trust and communication. In many places, including Vietnam, family and relationships can carry different expectations. At the same time, differences in lifestyle, communication, and financial thinking can sometimes create misunderstandings. In some cases, people may have different motivations when entering international relationships. For some, it's about genuine connection and love. For others, it can also be about building a different future, improving their quality of life, or exploring opportunities abroad. But these expectations aren't always clearly discussed, and that's where misunderstandings can begin. So let me ask you, if you were in his position, would you continue with the marriage? Would you go through with the sponsorship? Or would you step back?